Greetings, Kishwaukee. We are just so glad that we are able to say hello to you all and address you from down here in South Texas. It has been quite an amazing and eventful time for us down here, as it has been for y'all up there in the DeKalb area. We have had similar situations where we've had to be sheltered in place and have had kind of same lifestyle that you've had, working from home. In mid-February, I went to Europe to do some work training with Milan and some of his leaders and helping with some church plant stuff that was going on there, as well as training with the Ukrainian church planters for the work going on the east side of Ukraine, and was heading back on March 8th and arrived back on March 8th just as everything started shutting down. And so I was able to get back, but then we were working from home here and for about 2 months, and things have loosened up here in Texas a little bit. So now we're able to go back to our offices, but we've had to make some adjustments down here. We ended the training year early. So we just had our graduation just this past week, where we graduated 7 people for the mission field. We've got some going to Papua New Guinea. We've got others going to Mexico, and even one person heading up north to Canada to join the Canada team. So we're very excited about that, but you can pray for them because they need to complete their support raising process, top that off, which is a little hard this time of year with all the viruses and not being able to meet with people. And we're also praying that governments will open up their borders to allow our missionaries to come in there. So that's what's going on there. We've had to make some adjustments along the way. When the virus first hit, we had to deal with moving people back and forth, getting some people into country that were blocked out, and other people that were trying to come back to the States. We had to work to try to get them back. And it was quite an adventure those first few weeks in March trying to get things adjusted. But they have been adjusted, and now we are just excited about all that's going on now that we've kind of entered into a new norm. And another big thing, though, is that we had to move our training year from normally that starts at the end of August. We are now moving that training year to begin in February. And we weren't quite sure what was going to happen with new missionaries coming in, but with the virus and everything that's going on, we're actually seeing a major increase of applications coming in, major increase of people who are interested in missions. And it could be that this February, when the new class enters in, the new crop of missionaries, we might have one of our larger classes we've had in many, many years. And so we're excited about that, excited about what's going on in the world, and the gospel's still in motion, the mission's still the mission, and we are excited about all that's been happening there. I'm gonna let Heather give a little update on our family.
Well, we have been, most of us have still been down here. My regular jobs have been to help out with the ladies ministry with To Every Tribe, and to be the children's director at our church, and both of those kind of came to a standstill over the past few months. So I have used my extra time to get some organizing done around the house and some painting. Andrew has just completed his senior year of high school, and so he's super excited, and we are thrilled that he's going to be able to go to Texas A&M this fall, Lord willing, with a ROTC scholarship, and he's got his eyes set on the Air Force, and so he's excited to do that, even though he didn't get a formal walk with his classmates. It's been a good end to the year. And same thing, Alyssa's home. She's been home for a couple months, and is finishing up her sophomore year of college this coming week, and is super excited to get those finals done, and hopes to go back to Boston in the fall. And in fact, she actually kind of needs to get up there before then and get her stuff out of her room. So that's our prayer for her, is that they can actually open that up so she can do that at some point this summer. Amber is graduating this month as well, and she's just finished all her finals and has a degree in biochemistry, and is super excited because she is now going to be able to go on to her grad degree, which is genetic counseling, and that's going to start in the fall in Ohio, Cincinnati. And she gets to come home for a few weeks in between ending one set of finals and beginning more school. So we're excited to have her around. Anna and Connor out in California, and Anna's been able to continue her teaching through her piano teaching through the internet, and Connor's been trying to keep busy as most of his jobs have not been open because he works in gyms, but God's been providing for them, and we are actually really thrilled that God has been leading them into missions, and they are part of that number that is going to join us this coming February for training, and they would like to see how God uses them in the missions world in the coming years. So.
And just in closing, one of the things that has really impacted us during this time, or really strongly impacted me, is just that reminder of Psalm 24, where the psalmist says, "The earth is the Lord and everything in it." That this whole planet belongs to God, that the virus has not stopped any of that, that the mission's still the mission, the gospel's still the gospel, the church is still the church. And because all of this belongs to the Lord, and this is not outside of his hands or his control. Even though we experience it in the crazy of it, God doesn't experience it in the crazy. He experiences it as one who's in control and will carry out his purposes and his will and his good deeds in the midst of it. And so we are sustained by that and grateful that we can worship the Lord in this. And thank you again for all your love and care and support for us. And we are just glad to be able to share with you just a small snippet of what's going on down here, down in South Texas. So we hope to see you soon, and Lord bless y'all.